G'day YouTubers and computer nerds, Luke here. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about and showing you why I didn't upgrade to AMD's new Ryzen CPUs from my crappy old AMD FX 9370 CPU architecture that's overclocked to 4.8 GHz, that's fully water cooled, that's got 16 gigs of G-Skill memory overclocked to 1866 MHz, that has two Sapphire RX 480 8GB edition graphics cards in Crossfire, that's plugged into an ASUS Crosshair Formula motherboard that's powered by an EVGA X58 1200 watt platinum power supply and a partridge in a pear tree, playing Battlefield for a 2013 AAA title on settings which I'm about to show you. Please bear in mind that this video is not about Battlefield gameplay and kill streaks and stat whoring. This literally is just to prove a point. Options, video, full screen resolution, 1920 by 1080 to 120 Hz, graphics quality, custom, texture quality, texture filtering, lighting quality, effects quality, mesh quality, terrain decoration, all on ultra, as you can see. Now, post-processing, anti-aliasing deferred, anti-aliasing post and ambient occlusion, all off and low, because even if I were running a top-of-the-line Intel system, we're talking 6900K, MSI godlike motherboard, 1200 watt power supply, two 1080s, two 1080 Ti's in SLI, friggin' water-cooled, 64 gig of memory, you know, the works. Even if I were running that system personally, I wouldn't turn those settings on because you gain little to no eye candy at the sacrificing. It's a huge system tax. Like I'm not going to begin to explain to you in technicalities why it taxes your system. It just does, and you definitely don't gain any frames per second. So these are my settings on my crappy old AMD CPU, FX CPU. Let's go and take a look at what happens when I go ahead and do a mono on a motorbike, a Battlefield, a 2013 AAA title on my 7-year-old crappy AMD CPU architecture, whilst recording a video, holding at 45 frames per second. I can tell you right now that if I were not recording a video, it'd be 60 plus easily. Oops, tank up there. Let's see if we can go and take care of this tank. Okay, so let's mount off the bike. 50 frames, 45, 39. You know, there's vehicle destroyed, holding at 45 frames per second, 56, 60, up to 60, recording a video, 2013 AAA title. I mean, it's just so terrible. I mean, you know, like this, it looks so bad. I mean, you know, there's just no attention to detail. It's just, oops, user friendly. I mean, I don't even know. I don't know why I didn't upgrade. Oops, tank, shit, I'm dead. Oh! Well, got knifed. Did I get that kill? I didn't even get that kill. Whatever. I'm recording a video. Like I said, this wasn't about gameplay. Yeah. The funny thing was with the FX processors is that when people reviewed them and showed you benchmarks, hang on, let me, there we go, that's better. Oh, wrong way. When people talk about the AMD FX processor, like, no one wanted to bother to talk about that, you know, if software and games were developed to utilize and delegate delegate tasks between your system hardware properly, that the gap between AMD and Intel wouldn't have been as great as what it was. Like they never want to tell you that. Like, so Battlefield 3 is optimized to utilize 4 cores of a CPU, dual graphics card setups, and more than 4 gigs of memory. Okay, latest Doom, same deal. Actually, it doesn't use, the latest Doom doesn't use dual graphics cards. So with games that, you know, like Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 1, Doom, what else? You know, like that's all I can think of at the minute. But when you start looking at games like The Witcher and Arma 3 and what's that, Grand Theft Auto. Like those games there are heavily reliant on single core CPUs, and I don't think, I'm not 100% sure if any of those three titles that I mentioned utilize dual graphics card setups. I don't play them. Well, I play Arma. That's debatable as to whether or not it uses. I still don't even know, and I play whether or not it utilizes dual graphics cards. The point that I'm making is that there's no point for me to upgrade when I'm getting 60 plus frames per second at 1920 by 1080 at 120 hertz in every game that I play and have installed on my computer, except for one game. Like, why would I go out and spend $1,000 or $800 on so-called new CPU architecture for just one game? Like, there's no point. Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3, World of Tanks, Neverwinter, Paladins, what else? Guild Wars 2, like they're the Medal of Honor, Crisis 3. I get 60 frames per second plus in every game I play except for Arma 3. There's just no point for me to upgrade to Ryzen, you know. And also here's another thing. Where is it? Display capture. Let's new window. Let's go ahead and drag that across here. PC case gear. Okay, let's take a look at these motherboards. Motherboards AM4. Okay, let's take a look at these Gigabyte motherboards. The Gigabyte Aorus AX370, the best motherboard that is available for Ryzen. Okay, let's scroll down here and have a look at it. It is a good looking motherboard, I don't deny it. The heat sinks here, the passive heat sinks with the cutouts in it for venting to disperse the heat, look good. The layout of the motherboard looks good. But let's go and take a look at a Kaby Lake motherboard. Let's go and take a look at the top of the line Kaby Lake motherboard. Here, this Gigabyte Aorus Z270 Kaby Lake Gaming 9 motherboard, $829. Okay, it's got water cooling on the North Bridge VRMs and heatsinks. Okay, full water cooling. It's got 4 PCI slots. You know, it's just leaps and bounds ahead of the AM4 motherboard. It's an enthusiast level motherboard. When I only really purchase enthusiast level hardware for my PCs, like, why would I buy a $300 motherboard for Ryzen when the same manufacturer has an $800 motherboard with water cooling on the North Bridge? Like, it just, like, it doesn't make sense to me to go out and do that, you know. And look, I'm not going back to Intel, you know. I'm happy with this system, but I don't feel, until Ryzen come out with like version 2 motherboards and they're more enthusiast level, I just don't see myself upgrading. There's just no point. So I think that's going to about do it for this video, guys. It's been almost 10 minutes. I've rambled on and gotten on my high horse enough. Leave your comments and thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section if you so desire.